I'll be home on the JetBlue flight that gets in at 3:20. Could you meet me? Let's celebrate tonight. She waited and waited for Tommy to call or text. Finally, she called her mother and left a message. Tell the hospital you can't work tonight. I'm taking you out to dinner. I've got big news and big plans. And then, so quickly, they boarded the small plane, and in a roar and rush of prop jets and power, the plane shivered and shimmied and lifted up into the sky. Keely leaned her head against the window of the plane, for once not caring that she was separated from certain death by a small metal machine. She closed her eyes and remembered what had happened so quickly in the city. Was it all a crazy dream with firecrackers exploding, streaming confetti, balloons, and paper money down around her? It hardly seemed real. But it was real. Her life had changed. Keely had to start work on the new book. She would have to tell Clean Sweep and the babysitting service she couldn't work for them anymore. When the plane hit the tarmac an hour later, Keely rolled her suitcase out to the taxi island. She hoped Tommy would be there, waiting to take her home. No Tommy. She took a taxi home. On the way, she tried to reach Tommy again, without success. When she got to her house, she was too wired to unpack, so she pulled on running pants and a top. She was just tying her running shoes when her phone rang. It was Mary Ann Stanton, the editor of the local newspaper. Keely, we've just heard from the Hazlitt & Hopkins Literary Agency. You've sold a book to Ransom & Hawkmore Publishing. Congratulations. When can we come interview you? Maybe she wasn't crazy, Keely thought. Maybe her life had truly changed. After she'd spoken with Mary Ann, the phone chimed again. Keely? Janine was almost hyperventilating. Raoul, who works at the Inquirer and Mirror, just told me you're going to have a book published? Really? Her open laptop on the desk began to ding, notifying her of new messages. Keely forgot her running shoes, fell back on her pillows, and talked with Janine. Yes, it was true. She had written a novel, and it was being published. It was late afternoon before Keely realized that Tommy hadn't phoned. She tried once more to reach him. She texted him, "Where are you?" Immediately, finally, a text from Tommy blinked on her screen. Off island. Isabel called me. Needs help packing up. Don't know when I'll be back. Her heart stuttered. Tommy was with Isabel? She texted Isabel, who didn't respond. She sat on her bed, staring at the wall, dumb with confusion. Her cell phone dinged and dinged again. The news of her book was out. Old friends, former teachers, friends of her mother, all called Keely to congratulate her. As she'd promised, she took her mother out for a celebration dinner that night. Friends stopped by their table to congratulate her. The maitre d' brought her a bottle of champagne on the house. Keely smiled and smiled and smiled, but her mind replayed the same thought like an irritating song. Tommy had gone to help Isabel. Keely slept fitfully that night, torn between elation about her book and uneasiness about Tommy and Isabel. The next morning, she took a cup of coffee with her to her desk. She sat down, opened her computer to a new document, and titled it Poor Girl. Writing had saved her sanity before. She hoped it would now. She typed sentences and deleted them. She typed more sentences and deleted them. She typed, "I'm going crazy." She didn't hear from Tommy or Isabel for 3 days. The wonderful rush of congratulations from other island friends buoyed her up, kept her floating on happiness for hours at a time. A large white envelope arrived in the mail on her second day home. Inside was a copy of her signed contract and a big fat